everybody, welcome to today's video. Sorry if you can hear Stella playing with her ball. I did not film an intro, so I'm just here to quick introduce you. Today we're doing a little fall mood reading vlog. Sorry, I just stuttered. Video actually starts while I'm on vacation in Vegas, so I'm not gonna talk your ear off. Let's get straight into the video. Hi everybody. I am talking in this video for the first time, and this video has been filming for a week. I'm doing great. I am back from Vegas. I started this video while I was out there. We were doing a little fall mood reading vlog. I finished the book that I started out there, so we're gonna talk about that book and then also talk about the book that I am starting today. While I was on the plane going to Vegas, I read Divine Rivals. When I was going to Vegas, I really knew that I needed a book to read because it was going to be my first time on a plane, and we had kind of a very early morning flight. Any other time, if I had already been flying, I probably would have slept through it, but I just knew that I needed to be distracted so I wouldn't be thinking about the fact that I was on a plane. I had Divine Rivals on my Kindle. Honestly, when I even went to the airport, I had no idea what I was going to be reading. It was one of those things where I just opened my Kindle and I looked through all of the books that I had downloaded on it. I'm sure you have heard about what Divine Rivals is, but if you have not, it is a, I believe, YA fantasy. In that world, the gods are at war, which when I say that too, and every time that I had heard like that the gods and all these things, it's not like the Greek gods or anything like that. The gods of this world, it's their own set of gods in this story. I don't know why, but whenever people would talk about this story, I always thought it was like Greek gods, but it is not. Gods are at war, so all of the people within the story have to fight for them. Our main character in the story, her brother is at war, and she has been trying to send him letters through this typewriter that she has that is magical, and it sends the letters. I will say it doesn't necessarily feel like a fantasy. A lot of people explain that this book feels kind of like a World War II-esque story, and I hate when they say that because I totally understand where they're coming from. This book does not really feel like a fantasy at all. It doesn't, I think, at least deal with fae or fairies or anything like that. Really, the only magic is from the gods as well as like the typewriter itself. It just feels kind of like a romance story. Anyways, long tangent. I really liked the book. I gave it a 3.75. I think looking back on it, I'd probably give it a solid 4 out of 5. I read about like half of it on the plane ride out to Vegas, and then the problem was that in Vegas, I was doing a lot of touristy things. I was also going to Life is Beautiful, so I was literally doing so many things that I was out of the world of the story, and it was very hard for me to jump back into it. So I read Divine Rivals, and I've been back home in Minnesota for a while now, but I just have not had the motivation to read this week. I just really was trying to survive through work. I decided to read another book, and originally for this video I was going to read The Haunting of Hill House because that is on my fall TBR. It is a fall spooky horror book, but I'm not gonna lie, I did go to Barnes yesterday and I got The X-Hex, and then I also got this book. I have not seen anyone talk about this book since I first saw, I believe it was Noel Gallagher talk about it in 2021. This is Hide by Kirsten White. This is a book about, it is an abandoned amusement park, and there's this game of hide and seek, but the game of hide and seek is literally like a life or death game. If you're found, I'm pretty sure you're murdered. When I first found out about this book in 2021, literally I thought this was the most interesting thing. At the time, I never could find this in bookstores, and it had just been on my TBR on Goodreads for the longest time. I think around this time last year, I did find it at Barnes, but for some reason it was only in the hardcover, and the hardcover was like $38 or something around there. Sorry if the camera angle changed. Stella is sniffing my camera right now. And so I went last night to Barnes because I wanted to get like a different book to read. Originally, I was just going to read the XX in this video, but I think I might do a whole separate reading vlog for that book because I think that's going to be a very popular rom-com this fall. I think I fixed my camera. I'm so sorry if that was out of focus, but I went to Barnes last night and I found this in paperback. I am going to read this for today's video and maybe one more book, depends. I am also thinking about, I have some Pillsbury Ghost cookies that I think would be fun to make, or I did text my grandma about getting her apple crisp recipe and I have a ton of apples from, oh, thank you, Bubba's. I'm gonna say hi to your Mima, she's probably watching. But I have a ton of apples from my parents. So I was thinking about making some apple crisp maybe. I feel like that'd be really fun. I'm gonna start this book. I was going to start this last night and then obviously start the vlog today or start talking about the vlog today, but I'm not gonna lie. It was dark and I was scared. This is, I believe, my first ever horror book that I'm gonna be reading. So I'm excited. This has been on my TBR for ages and I've been looking forward to reading this book for ages. So yeah, let's get into it.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you.
Hello. I am about like 30-40 pages into this book, and I will say this book isn't that long. I believe this book is like 240 pages or something like that. I think it's in third person, or like it's in and out of third person. The writing is very to the point. There's no like clunky writing in it. It's just very strict and to the point. I don't know how else to explain it. It's interesting so far. I don't think it's what I was expecting, but I am liking it. I'm gonna try and read to like page 100, and then I think we might take a break to bake and then try and finish the rest of this book today. I don't know if any of you are gonna know what I'm talking about when I say this, but some of my favorite YouTubers are like Sam and Colby, C. Jades. I love watching like horror, exploring abandoned places type of YouTube videos. That sounds very weird, but I don't know if any of you are gonna know what I'm talking about when I say this. If you know what the McCamey Manor was, honestly, I haven't even thought about that place in years. I believe it was like 3 or 4 years ago I heard about it for the first time through a YouTube video, and it was this like haunted house attraction out in Tennessee, basically just an excuse for the owner of the haunted house to basically like torture people, and you would sign this crazy NDA that would give away your rights to sue. I don't know if people died. It's this crazy thing. I do believe it got shut down, thank God. But so far this book is kind of giving off those vibes. This is going to be a spoiler-free reading vlog, so if you haven't read this, don't worry. This is also not a spoiler, but right now no one knows that death is a way to get out of this game. There's been certain things going on and certain people's POVs that have basically kind of been foreshadowing that these contestants are gonna die, but none of the contestants are realizing it yet, so that's very interesting. They just got to the amusement park. It's gonna start getting good.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
I just went to Target and I bought stuff, and I didn't even vlog my Target trip. Every single clip of this vlog has been from the same angle, because this is like one of the only angles with good lighting in my apartment. So we're gonna do a little fall kind of decor Target haul. Yay! So I got these 2 pillows for my couch. I don't have any decorative throw pillows, and these are just very simple like pumpkins on them. They were $10 a piece, which isn't too bad. So I'm gonna see how I like them on my couch. Stella is out in my living room whenever I'm at work, so we'll have to see if she destroys these. I bought hair dye. Not even really hair dye, it's like a toner. I've used this brand so many times. I got this, we're gonna do this tonight as a little fun fall activity. I feel like dyeing your hair is not a fall activity. I got this in the dollar section. Now this is a little like skull mason jar, and I thought it would be cute for coffee as like a coffee cup, or I thought it'd be cute to fill up with candy corn and then like put this somewhere in my kitchen or somewhere. So I didn't get candy corn just because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this, but this was in the dollar spot. It was $3. I'm gonna use this as a cup year round because I don't really care. And then this is not decor, but these are the best energy drinks. These are the Alani Nu Witch's Brew. If you know anything about me, I'm Alani Nu's biggest fan. I have been since I was in college. I love this brand, and this is one of the best flavors. I am going to sit down and read some more of my book. I'm gonna put my little pillows on my couch and get back into the fall vibes, because it's hot as fuck outside and driving to Target was not fun. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to another day of this little fall mood rating vlog. I've had a pretty slow morning today. Took Stella for a walk. I just had some breakfast. Everyone, it's October 1st, so they've been uploading their September wrap-ups. So I've been sitting and watching some YouTube. I thought it'd be a good time to kind of talk about the book that I read yesterday, what I'm reading today. Yesterday, I did not make apple crisp. I am going to do that today. I actually made homemade burritos last night. There were so many dishes that the thought of baking on top of that was just too much. Yesterday, I did finish Hide by Kirsten White. I believe this is an actual horror book, and this was my first time ever reading a full-on horror. I usually read thriller or kind of like crime books. I gave this a 2.75. I think I had this book built up in my head to be, if any of you have watched Criminal Minds, there's an episode, basically humans are hunting other humans, and I thought that was what this book was going to be. And this book does take a turn in the middle where you kind of learn what's actually going on, and it's just, I saw on like a Goodreads review that this is some sort of retelling of like mythology, of like a character in mythology or something like that. So I don't know, but I gave this a 2.75. I didn't hate the book. I was definitely entertained, but it did not satisfy this like itch that I have for like horror or something scary. So I started The Haunting of Hill House last night. This is obviously a Penguin classic. It's from Shirley Jackson. I watched The Haunting of Bly Manor and then The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix ages ago. Reading this has been interesting because if I'm remembering the TV show correctly, and I'm not even that far into the book, but there are quite a few things that are different from the book and the TV show. This book is, I think, like 140 pages again. I've been liking it so far. It's definitely going to take me a little bit longer to read, even though it is a shorter book. Hello. I have had like the actual laziest day today. I just finished The Haunting of Hill House. This was not what I was expecting. This is so different to the TV show. It is like both of the TV show seasons combined and then jumbled up. What happens on the last 2 pages of this book are actually insane. It's different from how it happens in the TV show, but it was just so good. I will say the writing took a little while for me to get used to. I really liked it. I don't really know what I'm gonna rate it. I feel like it's like a 3 out of 5, but I still don't feel like I've gotten this like itch scratched for like a horror or a just really good thriller. I think I'm actually going to start The X-Hex. I was going to do a whole separate reading vlog on that, but I kind of just want to start that right now, and hopefully maybe I'll go to Barnes soon and get another horror book. It's right now 2:30. I have not started the apple crisp at all, but I think I'm going to start that in a little bit and start baking. I'm honestly just going to keep reading and chilling out because I'm having a beautiful little lazy fall day. Back again to outro today's video. I just want to say, if you're still watching to this point, thank you for watching this video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that and let me know what books that you would like to see me read this fall. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.